Okay, hey guys, how are you guys doing? This is a rant that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I wanted to save it for a day it happened, you know what I mean? And as you can tell by the title, you know what I'm talking about. This will be a rant on when people mess up your order at like a fast food place. Now, I love eating fast food. That's no secret. I love it. I know it's bad for me, but it's just so freaking good. And we've been doing it. I told you this in one of my previous videos where I was talking about Living at Uncle Junior's, the remake, that we've been doing it often due to, because it's really hard to like cook in somebody else's house. So, yeah, but I digress. Now, this happened to me today at Wendy's. I usually get a burger with ketchup and mustard. And then I'll get like fries, which I'll eat like today, like I ate some and then I saved some for later. Sometimes what will happen is they will put cheese on my burger even though I don't like cheese. This happens quite a bit. I'm not saying it always happens. Usually, keyword, it happens when we go to Sonic. But like today, sometimes it does happen at other restaurants as well. I usually get a burger with ketchup and mustard, no cheese and no veggies. But today they gave me a double patty burger with cheese. And that's not the only way they mess it up either. Like, usually it is, but there have also been other times where they just completely botch your order. Like, I can remember a time where I think this was like the Sonic back in South Texas. This was like years ago. Oh, they not only put cheese on my burger, but they piled that thing with like vegetables. Yeah. And then I can remember a time where sometimes they don't even put cheese. They mess it up in another way, like they don't put cheese, but they'll like put something else. Like I remember I think this was on November 27th, 2019. We were coming back from South Texas. I told you about that. We went over there because my dad had stuff to do and and he wanted us to see our mom, so we went over to like South Texas for a couple of nights. And when we were coming back from South Texas, we stopped by Jack in the Box and I got some curly fries and a burger. I can't remember if I got a drink or not. We usually keep drinks in the cooler when we go on road trips. So I don't remember that part, but I do remember getting the curly fries and then the burger. They put pickles on my burger. They didn't put cheese, but they put pickles. And I'm a very picky eater, like, so it was, and I swear I could like taste the pickle after taking it off. So I tried to eat my burger, but it just wasn't very good. Cause sometimes the flavor of like the stuff you don't want gets into the burger, and that will make you lose your appetite for it. So yeah. And then sometimes they'll like forget to give us something. Like I remember back in, I think it was January or February of 2015, my mom and my dad stopped by Popeyes. This was back in South Texas because we moved here, not in this house, we just moved into this house, but we moved to this particular town just last year in June. So that 2015 incident was back in Orange Grove. So they stopped by Popeyes, and then when they got back, they forgot the fries. And this also happened again, like, I think it was in July or August. It happened again, but it was over at Uncle Junior's house. Yeah, this was July or August of last year, 2019, which we were living with our uncle at the time. He stopped by Popeyes. I don't know if this was him or if this was the workers being dumbasses, but they also forgot to put the fries. And it's just like, pay attention, people. If you're gonna go into a job like that where you have to take orders, you have to make sure you're qualified to keep up. Pay attention to the order, like, I don't know, write it down or something. Usually, I don't know how fast food restaurants really work, and when it in terms of like how people remember the orders. I don't know if they just have to do it in their head, or if they write it down, or if there's like a paper and then the order gets written down for them, which I think that should happen. I think like there should be like a thing, like pieces of paper for each person ordering food. And I don't know, maybe they can be an order number on them and write order numbers for each order, and then I don't know. It can be complicated to run a fast food restaurant. I get that, but if you're gonna go out and apply for one, you have to be qualified to be able to handle that. You have to be qualified to remember orders, to make sure orders get to the right person. Like, I don't know, write orders down if they don't automatically get printed out. Write numbers on them. Write numbers on the order bags and to help kind of correspond the piece of paper with the actual order to make things easier to keep track of and get to the right people. And it's just like some people just don't take any pride in their job anymore. Like, it's okay to have pride and it's okay to do your job good, whether you're a doctor or a fast food worker. People will feel much better and much more prideful if they get their job done right, even if it's, a lower class job. Now, there are some times in some ways where I don't mind getting my order messed up. Like, for example, sometimes they'll just forget to put mustard on my burger or ketchup, which that's not too bad. Because ketchup and mustard is one of those things that we pretty much always have. So if that happens, all I need to do is put the condiment on that they forgot. And even like if they give me a double burger, ketchup, mustard, it's a double burger, like I can just either try to eat it or throw away one of the patties. So in some cases, you just have to you can work around it. I can work around it, but like sometimes if I get a burger with cheese, sometimes I can scrape it off and I'll be able to eat the burger and it's not a big deal, but sometimes it does still ruin it for me. So yeah. So sometimes it depends, sometimes it just ruins it for me completely. Sometimes it's sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it's just something I can just work around, like if they just put an extra patty or forget to put one of the condiments. So yeah. And to all of you guys watching this video who eat at fast food restaurants sometimes, before you leave the drive-through, always remember to check your order. Yes, it can be a pain in the ass to check your order sometimes. Sometimes you have to dig around in the bags while you're sitting in the vehicle. And you have to unwrap the burgers and making sure they're right and seeing if everything's in there. I get that it can be a pain in the ass, but it's really the only way to avoid having to eat a messed up order. Unless, like I said, you can just easily add and remove some of the stuff. Like the burger stuff. But other than that, you always remember to make sure your order is right. I feel like if more people did that, then restaurant workers or fast food workers would care more about getting orders right. Because they'll know that, hey, people are going to just check their order and have us remake it. I might as well just try my hardest and make this right. But if you guys don't do that, then they're just going to get away with screwing up your order. So always remember to check it, because that could lower our chances of it happening, since, like I said, those restaurant workers will know what they're getting into. That sounded wrong, but they'll know that people are just gonna come back and have you remake it if people check their order and call and talk to them if it's wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, my cousin from my mom's side of the family, and then my grandma from my dad's side of the family, they also don't eat cheese on their burger. So I know it may seem like I'm the only one, but I'm not. Like, there are other people who don't eat cheese on their burger. So yeah, I get that some orders are rare, but like I said, like, you have to be able to deal with all kinds of stuff. You have to, like, for example, like, you have to be able to deal with, like, minorities or people, or a small percentage of people who do eat something on their burger or don't eat something on their burger. You have to learn to be able to switch back and forth, if you know what I'm trying to say, if you're gonna be a fast food worker. So yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to make this rant for a while, but at the same time, I wanted to save it for a day where it happened, like today. So, unless it was in a way that was really minor, because that happened a few times recently, but I was able to deal with it easily. But I kind of wanted, like, to wait for the usual cheese thing, or they forgot to give us the fries. I wanted to wait for one of those to happen, because that's usually what gets to me the most, especially the fry thing, even though that's not as usual. But yeah, I like to just do that with some of my rants. I like to save it for not for a day that's appropriate for it. Like, for example, like, I'm gonna remake my dentist appointment rant probably the night before my dentist appointment, because I'll be nervous and worried. And then I'll probably do my daylight savings rant again on the day it is daylight savings, which is the second Sunday of March. Yeah, I just like to do that with some of my rants. So yeah, guys, that's all I have to say for now. Talk to you guys later.